It's a great day to celebrate ERA at the 40th anniversary of Title IX. It's a law that has opened the door for millions of girls by prohibiting sex discrimination in schools. And ERA has been there all the way, developing the law through cases like Doe versus Petaluma, Love versus California Soccer Association, and Alexander versus Yale.
My name is Herma Hill Kay, and the founding mothers of equal rights advocates, Nancy Davis, Wendy Williams, and Mary Dunlap, were all my students. I think that one of the reasons that Title IX is so important is that it really focused on young girls and introducing them to team sports, teaching them that girls can be competitive, and building a kind of sense of solidarity.
Title IX holds sexism accountable, translates the frustration of generations of girls and women into a legal and economic way to correct gender inequity.
I got to know ERA as a youth because when I was 9, I made an all-star soccer team, and then I was told I couldn't play simply because I was a girl. And luckily my parents were there to support me and reached out to a very early law firm and equal rights advocates with Nancy and Mary, who were willing to take the case forward as we sought to provide the opportunity not only for myself, but all girls to have the right to play on competitive youth soccer teams.
I'd never heard of Title IX, and in 1976, very few of us had ever heard of Title IX. But in 1976, a professor offered to give me an A if I would sleep with him, and clearly intimated that he would give me a C if I didn't. A year later, the Yale Undergraduate Women's Caucus began investigating sexual harassment on campus, and so I became involved in Alexander versus Yale. And it was extremely significant to have ERA as a partner at that point because it represented the fact that our struggle was a national struggle. ERA's willingness to come forward and partner with us helped us fulfill that mission.
It started for me in 2002 when a young woman who had been horrifically gang raped by University of Colorado football players and recruits walked into my office with her mother. But after 5 years, 10,000 billable hours, 2 grand juries, a congressional hearing, and a 10th Circuit opinion, we won big. And the 10th Circuit had established for the first time the duty of schools to protect women from the sexual risks of its policies and programs.
Title IX has been tremendously important in opening up doors for girls in sports, in education, in a host of ways so that sex stereotyping doesn't prevent them from doing or being everything they want to be.
And playing a male-dominated sport like baseball, Title IX has been hugely helpful, and without it, my university could have stopped me from playing baseball, which is what I love.
All athletes should be able to play at their highest competitive level. There should be nothing holding any athlete back in any sport except their ability to play in competition with whomever they're in competition with.
I play soccer, basketball, golf, tennis, and sometimes I do a little bit of rugby.
I've been playing soccer since 3rd grade, and I'm currently in a basketball team.
My basketball career is going very well. This weekend, we just won a championship at the YMCA.
We had less than 300,000 girls playing sports at the high school level in the 1970s to more than 3 million playing today. And those core lessons that they learn about competition, about teamwork, about setting goals, about working so hard to achieve something is lessons they'll take throughout their careers, throughout their lives.
Basketball basically got me to where I am today. Growing up with a single mother, I wouldn't have been able to go to a 4-year university and pay for it. So I was able to get into Berkeley, play basketball, which led me to getting a master's from Berkeley and also getting into law school and becoming a lawyer.
The WISE Fund is the Women in Sports Equity Fund, and it was born from a Title IX class action settlement that ERA negotiated on behalf of women athletes. And today we have granted over $80,000 in grants to developing women athletes.
The WISE Fund helped encourage women to try it out, and we had a record number of female participants. On the mat, I looked around, everyone's fighting, and there were as many females as males, and that was really exciting for me.
We've been impacted by the WISE Fund, and it's increased our participation with female athletes.
Thanks to the WISE Fund, we were able to send a full team to nationals this year, and we've never done that before.
In Mansourian versus UC Regents, ERA represented women wrestlers along with the Sturdivant Law Firm and Equity Legal to ensure that they had equal opportunity to participate. We took the case to trial and we prevailed in our Title IX claim.
When I was denied the right to wrestle, for me, I found the courage to fight through Title IX because I knew it wasn't right, and I felt as if I had to fight for the future of women. And now that I have a baby girl, definitely for her.
Equity in education, including the passage of Title IX, is important if we are really going to be serious about women and girls being able to assume leadership positions, support their families, and have options and opportunities to live the kinds of life they dream about.
I think Title IX can play a major role in providing opportunities or equaling the playing field for girls to be more successful in the areas of science, technology, and math and engineering.
As a female professor myself, I require institutional equity in order to provide equity in education. I'm a more effective teacher if the college demonstrates that it respects what I do as much as it respects what my male colleagues do.
There are still areas where opportunities aren't equivalent for everybody. In my schools, I don't see people always getting the same chances as others. And it doesn't matter if you're a girl, a boy, a minority, or whatever, you should be able to have the same access to quality education as anybody else.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I wanted to become a nurse in the Air Force because I just wanted to follow in my grandpa's footsteps, and so I want to be in the Air Force to, fight for our country.
If I'm a really good doctor or pediatrician, I could go into poor countries and help the little children out that need that their families don't have enough money to pay for them to go to doctors or anything like that.
I want to be an ER physician because throughout my life I've seen so many things. I was in the 5th grade, I was outside playing and I seen someone get killed in front of my house. I can help save these people so their families won't be as worried or crying or planning a funeral. I could be someone oh, I helped save that person, and I'm proud of myself.
With Title IX and equal rights advocates, the future is very bright for women and girls.
Happy birthday, Title IX!